Hello everybody, welcome back. We are here on the alphas. We have a video out yesterday about the cheapest implant set that you can get right now. It would cost you $12 to $15 depending on if you had a previous purchase. Um, and we'll go through that real quickly here, just in case you missed that. But under the co-star, the War of the Mask, your very first paid level is a standard opt implant, which I will be choosing the Aerospace Tactics implant because I need one on these alts. You can get that for 399 Aurum, which you can pretty much process out to about $15. I had previously paid for last month's Omega, so I had a few Aurum left over, which I then used to get a little bit cheaper price on this. So we now have the standard opt implant that we will be activating here in just a moment. Hello Riley, how you doing today? Welcome. So we've had that standard opt implant we're going to be grabbing, and then later on in this week, we will be able to pick up the basic opt implant, which we will be using for the tactical defense implant. This will give us a huge boost in our account. Remember that we will only make purchases on Concord Pass and items that make a huge difference to our account. Luckily, we don't actually have to buy the tactical defense implant because we are already Omega. So that is a huge boost to our account. Yeah, sometimes the audio is gonna be a little bit weird. Sorry for that. Let me turn on the game audio. But that's where we're at. So I was hoping to kind of do this video a little bit later once I actually had the basic opt implant, but as you can see, that's 4 more days away, which I can't wait that long with the alphas in order to do our dormant realms. So we're just gonna do the aerospace implant today, and we will do the tactical implant tomorrow, next week. Let me go ahead and swap over to the 3 characters. And I think I need to turn that one on and that one on. There we go. That's everybody here. So we've got aerospace to select. Now, realistically, on an account that also has... Yeah, that's awesome. One day I'd like to go to Poland. Welcome. What do you do in game, Riley? Tell me a little bit about yourself. On a normal account, you may not need the opt-in plant, so you could use this to make like 20-30 billion ISK. Like, let's see, that would be 8 billion for the aerospace right now. That's not that bad of a cost. Depending on the implant, you can make a lot off of it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and upgrade as much as we can. Actually, we're gonna go with the ones that we can't normally use after a certain level. And now we're gonna go for the Ascension compilers. Alright, having level 17, we have the option of explosion velocity and tracking speed, or we could reduce the flight speed of our fighters and get a lot more damage. About 10% more damage, and then the drone EHP isn't necessary, but I think later on it could be useful to us. Yeah, we're doing really good. I'm having a pretty good day so far. Let's see, do I need to do anything? Oh, interesting. If I choose the Rattlesnake Astral Cat skin, it will also apply to the Cobra. That might be a fun thing to do. Yes. Alright, so now we can do some changes to our looks here. Oh, yeah. Unfortunate. It happens, though. Really should try for a little bit higher shield amount. That's too bad. Capacitor, 5.8 shield, warp stability. Okay. Alright, let me get set up for Dormant Realms. Jenner, do you want to join? Or Riley, if you want to be carried, I can carry you as long as you're Tech 7. Yep, DR1. Yeah, maybe. That would be good. I mean, we're just gonna do 1-7 anyway. Alright, so our aerospace implant gave us a decent amount of DPS. Everything looks alright. That's good.
Undocking.
Alright, let me get this orientation right.
We're being warp scrambled.
Alright. Nice and easy. I'm gonna end up saying that a lot because it is.
We're under attack.
let's go ahead and get this moving to the next tower. I really need to put some skills into battleship command a little bit, as well as engine operation, I think, or micro warp drive operation. I don't know, this is a little bit slow for a Rattlesnake.
We're under attack.
We're gonna use the weapon fire to slow everything down. Our tank should hold up just fine. Should be no problem with that.
We're under attack.
Let's see, how are our missiles for range? 31 kilometers. So there's gonna be a couple of things that get outside of
We're
our
under
range.
attack.
I don't know how many of those there will be, but every once in a while we'll come across it. Okay, we're gonna use the Star Melody on the next wave.
We're under attack.
And I probably should find the right image for this. Actually, I
We're
don't
under
think I
attack.
have them. Because I cleared out my stuff not that long ago. You can see there's one enemy ship sitting at like 30 kilometers. That is pretty much the furthest extent our missiles will chase.
We're under attack.
Yeah, our missiles won't reach him, but the drones will.
We're under attack.
It is nice that the drones are still fast enough to catch up to these ships. And I believe they also have a longer optimal and fall off, so that helps as well. I think I'm gonna get one more activation of micro warp drive here. So we'll turn that off. As soon as we hear that ding, we can use our Star Melody.
We're under attack.
I think we're pretty much at that point where we only really need the one group shield booster for level 7. I think if we get the Cobra and we move up to level 8, we are probably going to want to have 3 group shield boosters on each ship. Let's go ahead and activate our next Star Melody.
We're under attack.
Yeah, I think it's just a good idea to be passive fit for higher levels of DR1. I just don't see a reason why I would want the DPS on DR1 either. I think if we go up to level 8, I'm gonna drop the damage for a cap battery for that neutralizer resistance. Or I can go with a shield extender for the extra tank and shield recharge. I'm still on the fence about that. I think having the cap battery would be a much better option. So that way I can keep my tank
We're
going
under
for longer,
attack.
in case we do encounter just a really wild amount of neutralization that we can't handle. But on the Cobra, it should not be that bad. I need to make sure I'm using that web of fire here. Give my drones a chance to actually catch up. After we kill this guy, we should be free for the rest of this round. We don't even need to run the group boosters at this point. There's no amount of DPS that these last 2 enemies can do that can kill us in like 15 seconds.
Docking request accepted.
13 minutes is not bad. For 3-star melodies, I would say that's pretty good. We're still only at Tech 8 right now. So I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I honestly think, like, that, that the one from today was pretty good. This one, was it that one? That one is really good. This one not so much, but the integrated 4P is a really good item. I don't know how you get much better than that. See what tomorrow's is. The Disruptive Lance is also a really good one, but you're gonna have to try really hard to find someone who really wants it. I think there's enough people around that want the Starblade. You could probably put it on the market for like 60 billion and still get somebody to buy one. Maybe 50 billion. But I think that's gonna be like the best item we see out of this event. It would be really wild if they put up like a capital ship nanocore or a super capital nanocore in here. I could see maybe a Marshall nanocore. No, that would be a good trade, I think. It's just gonna be kind of hard to find someone with that amount of Ascension compilers, though. I'm just kind of waiting on the cooldown for the Star Melody nanocores for right now. I probably got another like 60 seconds or so. Oh, interesting. We're also getting drone damage this week, which I forgot about. So we're getting an additional 10% APS on top of our 2600. That's pretty good. So normally to try to get the
Undocking.
aerospace implant, it's gonna cost you like 1,250 Aurum. But with this event, if you pay $3.99 Aurum, which is like $15-ish, you're really getting a good deal on that purple opt box.
We're being warp scrambled.
Gonna take care of this. No, go ahead. Ask away. What ship are you looking at? Abaddon Bomber. Okay.
We're
Are you
under
looking to
attack.
use it for PvP or PvE?
We're under attack.
Because if you're using it for, just like running anomalies and stuff, that's actually a really good use of it. It is one of the tankiest battleships that you can fly. Three and a half DPS, okay. Are you, fully tanked out, I'm guessing? Full resistance and stuff like that? Two close range lasers.
We're under attack.
You really should not need the two tracking computers other than for a couple of faster frigates. Afterburner, 1 repair, and 2 heat sinks. Okay. You could probably... See, I'm someone who... I don't really like prop mods. And so I would always say the Afterburner is the least of my concern. Especially with something like the Abaddon Bomber, where the Citadel module really increases that tracking speed. And you're already using 2 tracking computers. So you don't need the range. You're already using the close range lasers.
We're under
Yeah, I would say,
attack.
like, drop the Afterburner, maybe run a second armor repairer or some extra resistance. Because your fit seems pretty reasonable so far. But you definitely
We're
don't
under
need the
attack.
range. Are you running... I didn't see if you were running 1 or 2 webifiers, but if you've got 2 webifiers, you're fine. You don't need that Afterburner. I would say, go with 1 tracking computer,
We're under attack.
2 damage mods, and either 2 repairers or a repairer and 2 resistance modules, maybe 2 reds, or a red and a damage control. What kind of PvE are you running? Are you running, like, laboratory missions? Or are you doing harder content like... Okay, Flortler. Yeah, you don't even need that afterburner. I would run only one tracking computer. And then 2 reds and a repairer. Yeah, there's no need for that afterburner if you're only in Flortler running labs and encounters.
We're under attack.
Yeah, I mean, your fit is good, but you definitely don't need that afterburner for Flortler. If you were running, like,
We're under attack.
yeah, the funky PvE spawns, but the close-range lasers should have a range of, like, 34, 36 kilometers optimal with, like, 15 fall off or something like that.
We're under attack.
And that is way more than you need just to deal with the further spawns. In fact, the afterburner is probably screwing you over for your clear times. Because you're having to go, you're chasing spawns rather than the spawns chasing you.
We're under attack.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably spending a little too much time chasing or trying to run away, I guess. I don't know, it depends. What implant are you using? Do you have an implant? Focus basic? Okay. I'd have to think on that. Since you're only gonna have, I think, level like 20 or something like that as your max level.
We're under
25?
attack.
Oh, 15 for max on basic. Okay. Yeah, so you'll be able to get the first stat increase. I'll have to look into that. Since I'm not really too familiar with lasers, I used them a long time ago. But yeah, you definitely don't need that afterburner. Between your 2 webs and the 2 tracking computers, you're kind of overkill on your tracking for small ships.
We're under attack.
Yeah, I started with the beginning of the game when missiles were completely meta.
We're being
But I
scrambled.
liked missiles before that, before even knowing they were meta.
We're being
Um,
scrambled.
but I did use lasers for a long time with the Oracle and the Apocalypse. And the Apocalypse Striker. Before I moved over to the Raven Striker and the Raven Navy. And now I have alts with Rattlesnakes. Yeah, I have a
We're under
my
attack.
my court mate, my friend. He has a TFI, a Maelstrom bomber, and he used to fly the Material a hell of a lot. He loves cannons. The only time it kinda has trouble is with
We're under
the
attack.
smaller frigates. And that's just because the cannons don't have the best tracking, unlike lasers and railguns having that better tracking speed.
We're under attack.
Yeah, you should, definitely start with the Cyan. Starting with the Cyan is the best option, although at this point in time, the Cyan is getting closer and closer to the price of
We're
a
under
Lucent
attack.
Moon. So maybe you could go with the Lucent Moon and have some fun with that. Though it is going to be a lot more expensive.
Docking request accepted.
Yeah. There may be a new capital ship in the future that comes through. We'll see what happens. Because now we've got 2 Concorde carriers that can enter HiSec, and the Lucent Moon, which is Yangzheng. It's very possible they could include a second version of the Yangzheng carrier. Or we could get a whole new faction. Who knows? There's a lot to look forward to that we have no idea what they're gonna do. Let's see here. What is it? Pulse lasers? You're definitely flying C-types, I hope. 25 optimal, 8. Yeah, so you should be sitting somewhere around um 36 optimal and like 15 or 20 accuracy fall off. 5 tracking is more than enough. Yeah, I really want to see the Triglavians. I want to see Eden Calm. Those would be a lot of fun to have in this game. God, I really hope one day we get like a high-sec dreadnought. That would be a much better situation. Yeah, definitely butchered it. Let me pull up Sweet here. Fitting tool. Battleships. You've got the Abaddon Bomber. Alright, so you're gonna start with 54 optimal if you have max skills. Yeah, you do not need that afterburner. You can literally sit in the where your warp in is and you'd be fine. Just warp into 0. There's no way they'd spawn outside of your range. We're definitely gonna have a Citadel. Gives you 12 tracking, 54 optimal. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, even if they're like at like 55 or 60 kilometers because you're chasing them around with your afterburner. Yeah, no, just warp into 0 and sit at 0. Um, you'll never have that issue again. Definitely gonna need those 2 web of fires. Even if you're going like Republic Fleet. That's pretty good. I'm guessing you're running 2 Nosferatus, right? So you don't use the Nosferatus. Interesting. Okay. What do you use? Maybe target painters, I'm guessing? Yeah. I would say if you change out that low slot, mean, you're already way more tanky than you ever need to be with just one armor hardener. You might even be able to just get away with a damage control. So you're not using that extra capacitor. Yeah, it's a little bit weaker, but you can activate it if you really needed the HP. But you should pretty well out-heal anything coming at you. Other than maybe a laboratory. Let's see. So we've got 4 low slots, so 2 damage, 2 tracking is what you have. Heat sinks. You could, or you can send it to me in-game. Because you can send it to Cadet Walker. All you have to do is go to contacts, add a contact, and you can put my name in here. And you can send the fit that way through a private chat if you want. Let me look here real quick. Tracking computers here. Typically I'll go Marketeer, because they're kind of cheap. Yeah, 13 tracking speed is pretty good. I would almost say just go another damage module here. Get an extra 200 DPS without rigs. Are you using 3 activation? What are your rigs? Are you integrated? Because the basic fit would be 3 activation time. Which one's that? Burst aerators? Okay. So we'll go with 3 burst aerators. Engineering rigs, it really doesn't matter here. CCC or semiconductor, both are really good. Yeah, you're plenty stable. You don't even need those. Alright, so we've got you at 3,800 right now. We're not gonna worry about the drones. Pulse crystal, where are you? You said you were focus crystal or pulse crystal? Let me look up here, see if I can find it. Focus. Okay. At level 15, you have shield booster activation, or... Is this right? Let's see what this does. Yeah, I'm on blue stacks right now. Yeah, that's not really gonna help you much either. This is the one that you want. If you can find a way to get yourself a multi-frequency crystal, you're gonna be able to choose, um, between accuracy, range, and firepower. And it's gonna give you passive buffs. Yeah, I don't know. Are we able to do Dormant Realm to get him, to get Riley one? Is that one of the drops? The guaranteed ones? Yeah, we don't really want that. Yeah, so we want Energy Circuit, or the Fucker Mastery. Oh no, we want Efficiency Circuit, sorry. That's the one we want. Ah, okay. It would be, if it was like a first... Let's see, there's the Abaddon. It'd be like a first time completion if it's there. So this is all the stats, that multi-frequency will give you at level 15. Depending on which setup you go with. But you're already at like 4200 DPS with the fit that I've shown off here. you've got way more range than you ever need with just one tracking computer. So if you still wanted to warp in at like 20 or 40 kilometers from the encounter, you would be more than fine. Pulse laser, pulse laser, pulse laser. Repair, damage control, heatsink, tracking computer. When you activate that tracking computer, you've got 98 kilometers for, what is it, 15 seconds? Alright. Yeah, that's what I would do. Since you don't need all that much tank, I would just stay with the C-type pulse lasers. You'd run your Citadel module, your Web of Fires, whatever you wanted, whether it was Nosferatu or Target Painter. Actually, Target Painter is a good idea. At least one would be a really good idea. You're still cap stable. Ooh, nice. $4,277 DPS with a really huge amount of EHP. Even this is like really overkill for the tank. But that's what I would do. I would just warp in at 0. Um, and from there, just sit right there. Like, we don't even have nanocore bonuses here. And that just makes this even better. Yeah, thermomagnetic, perfect. That is a perfect nanocore for that. Yeah, try to focus it on, I guess, thermal damage, although if it gives you the option of EM, take that as well. I'm not sure what the Abaddon options are for its thermomagnetic. Ooh, that should be really cool.
Undocking.
That's good. That's fine. So long as you have one or the other, perfectly good.
We're under attack.
That'd be cool. Yeah, send them all under the fittings in Discord. Because I'd love to see them.
We're under attack.
Yeah, the nanocore, the ship fit, anything. You can put that all under the fittings, and that'll be really cool to look at. Yeah, other people may have a different opinion of how you should fit it, so that'll be the best way for you to, to get some information on that.
We're under attack.
What's going on with your nanocore? Huh. It might be the sun that you're near. Because I think Cortler can distort the colors due to the color of its sun.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah. The clear sky is okay. It's not the best.
We're under attack.
I would definitely replace that one laser collision with another activation time. Unless your capacitor just isn't that good. But, try replacing that with another activation time. Yeah, that looks really good. That's very cool.
We're under attack.
Okay, yeah, then if you drop that afterburner, you'll never have a problem, so you don't even need a Nosferatu. Right, so
We're
I need
under
that
attack.
one.
We're under attack.
Yeah, definitely, price things out. The more you mess around with it, the more you'll figure out what works and what doesn't. And it is all
We're
good.
under attack.
Man, I can't believe you gave up the Azazel. It's still a really good ship. The rapid fire module is so good
We're
on it.
under attack.
But it isn't really any better than the Abaddon bomber, so either way you're really, really well off. The bomber is probably better for PvE though. Yeah, I think you'll have a lot more success with the Bomber than the Azazel. It's a good choice.
We're under attack.
That's just funny that it kind of changes colors a little bit.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, it's definitely different lighting.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, I'll take company. I'd like to get through these a little bit quicker. I'll say that much.
We're under attack.
So I've got 3 more runs to go.
We're under attack.
Docking request accepted.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Because I just used the standard, settings for high. I do turn off volumetric fog, though. I hate that. Yeah. Yeah, the phones have a much harder time with this game because of the overheating. It's one of the reasons why I had to swap over to BlueStacks. Is because my computer just could not handle it. So this kind of needs to be like blue. This needs to be red. This needs to be green. That way we know who's who. Yeah, LD player, BlueStacks, they're the same thing. Hey, I like that we can really tell the difference between these three ships now. Yeah, amazing.
Undocking.
Yeah, BlueStacks uses a form of jitter. Just go ahead and activate.
We're under attack.
Alright, friendly ship. Friendly ship.
We're under attack.
Approach. Approach. There we go. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and fight this wave. This one went kinda haywire. Yeah, BlueStacks uses a lot more RAM and CPU. But it is a form of LV player. Once in a while when I open up my... When I open up my task manager, it'll say LV player instead of BlueStacks.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, BlueStacks doesn't want you entering any of their Android stuff. Alright, come on. Let's get our ships going. I personally really like the Kestrel.
We're under attack.
The Kestrel has always had a special place for me. Yeah, Probe is kinda interesting.
We're under attack.
I used to really like the Heron, but the Kestrel fit me so much better.
We're under attack.
Faction cruisers, that's always gonna be Ashimu. I do kinda like the Fiend, but the Ashimu by far. I wish I liked the Gila and the Chameleon more. But the Ashimu is so much better. Yes, Wave 2. Yeah, I owned an Ashimu for a little while. I played around a lot with all of the subcapital ships, but missiles have always kind of been my main. Lasers are a second. one for me, and then drones after that. Railguns and cannons just never really stuck with me.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, Cyan is really good, but its biggest downside is its capacitor. Although now, I think you could very comfortably passive fit the Cyan for almost all content in HiSec. The only time that you probably couldn't is with the Wasteseeker Wavegraphs.
We're under attack.
But everything else you should be able to passive fit. Alright, good run, Jitter. That beginning was a little scuffed.
Docking request accepted.
Yeah, you can do it, but you need a different fit. You can't just passive tank it. I think it would be very hard to passive tank that. We're gonna wait like 1 minute to get the nanocore off cooldown. Maybe this time we won't spawn inside of it. Yeah. I would just... If you've ever seen any of my Shanghai videos, which is the upgraded version of the Cyan, just go with a fit like that. It'll passive tank everything, even the NPC Cyan that spawns in there. You'll have no problem at all with a fit like that. You're evil, Jinner. Oh, nice. Well, definitely thank you for... Oh boy, past midnight. Yeah, if you go to... my YouTube channel, you can find all of my past videos, so... any stream that you miss, you can go there, and I usually have it uploaded the day after. Yeah, I have a lot of different videos there. a bunch of different ships. So if you want to see something that you're interested in, it's probably there if it's either missiles or drones. Yep, Discord should have the YouTube link as well. It may not. It is linked on
Docking.
Twitch, on my main channel. Yeah. Just whenever you feel like it. You do not have to go and watch my channel if you really don't want to. I'm not here to force you to do anything.
We're under attack.
Yeah, what, kind of Polish dishes do you like? Or whatever this is gonna be. See, I really like Glumpies and, Borscht. Ah, yeah, duckwood soup, more commonly known
We're
as.
under attack.
I am familiar with it.
We're being warp scrambled.
Usually it'll be pork, if it's, Polish. That is the most common.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, kinda. I would say kinda. My mother's family line is Polish. I very well could have been a Gosinski, but I am not.
We're under attack.
Okay, we should be able to start heading to 5. I don't even know what that is, and I don't want to know. I think we timed this one pretty perfectly, Jenner.
We're under attack.
Ooh. That sounds really good. You guys are gonna make me hungry by the time I end this stream. I haven't eaten anything but lunch today. Right, you should be able to nuke this last wave. This should be a really good clear time as well.
We're under attack.
Yep, it's good.
Docking request accepted.
I do like it. Hey, I should have one more run left, Jenner. We'll give it just a minute to reset the nanocores. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we'll try to get you in on, like, DR 410 or 46.
Undocking.
Whatever we can get you in on. Rita orbit. Rita orbit. Rita approach. Rita approach. Yep, I usually put out a sign up thing for anybody so I can try to plan, like, how I'm gonna do fleets.
We're being warp scrambled.
Yeah, I think you're gonna need to too.
We're under attack.
No problem. Even if you can't make it, I can still do level 6 during the week when I'm available. So don't feel too bad about missing out on Golden Realm Mondays, because I have the ability to do that. I can always run 4-6 at any time during the week as long as I'm available. Ooh, you've got 10 days left on your super? Hell yeah. That's gone pretty quick, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, don't feel like you have to join that day, because it is always available. Just maybe at level 6 instead of level 10.
We're under attack.
Yeah, you're almost done with that fin, aren't you? Okay. Man, you are really going full ham on the most expensive fit you can do. Oh, yep, there we go.
We're under attack.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, V-types would be reasonable to try to get. Favorite battlecruiser? That's a tie between the Drake and the Oracle. I don't know which one I like more. But if we want to go into, like, ships that are not currently in Eve Echoes, it'll be the, Alligator.
We're under attack.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you pull your drones back in EVE Online. Eh. Obey the cat overlords. Or they demand the pets.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright, that'll be everything dead within range. And that was all of my dormant realms for the week. Yeah, this is the last one, Jinner.
Docking request accepted.
Alright, so with that being said, let's have a look at what we got. Ooh, that'll be so good. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright. Got some compilers. Level 6, huh? That's a pretty good amount, if that's what it actually sells for. Alright. Ooh, nice. A high power coil. Very nice. Got 44 million from each of those. 250. Let me check actual market. 400. Dang, I'm putting that on the market for like 380. Or 370. I am not getting cheated out of 4%. Instead of scrapping the clear sky, select one of the nanocores and analyze it so your gold nanocore, when you get there, will have upgrades to it. Don't scrap it. Alright. We have made a pretty good amount today. What? That's probably not right. That's okay. You don't you don't need to have the upgrade, you just want it leveling up in the background until you can get it. Did I really get 2 Sigil Breeze 2 cores? Wow. That's like really lucky. $17, so I'd probably put it up for like 12 or 15. Streamer luck. Yep. That's what that is. Let's see. This is our Nanocore Op Supply. We should really just analyze the Ascension core, since it's more of a DPS core. But I'll hold on to it for now. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and level up our implant some more. Alright. So we've got level 19 and level 18. We're getting a 12.8% damage increase, a flight velocity increase of 16%, and an inertia modifier of 20% for our drones. I'm happy with that. That's a good increase. We're also getting an additional 10% drone damage from this, and our flight velocity was 16%, but now it's at like negative 14% from this. Not bad at all. If we can get the recovery technique, that means it's completely negated the flight velocity drop. So I'm really happy with that. This is such a good and cheap upgrade for our Rattlesnakes. It was only 399 Aurum, which is about $15, but it's going to make a world of difference for us as we continue to level it up and get to higher levels of Dormant Realm. Go aerospace. Always go aerospace on fighters. Unless you're PvP, and then you may want to do Bombard. On something like a Cyan or the Shanghai or the Lucent Moon, that's like 2,000 DPS difference. Or like 1,500. It's a lot. Especially for PvE, where you're just trying to get things killed quickly. The aerospace is always active and always providing a passive boost. Yeah, Jitter's really good for getting people on track. So here's our current... You're welcome. I am always willing to help, and if you ever need help in the Discord, you can always ask for help there. Usually I'll see it, and I'll be able to respond, unless I'm at work, and then that's a 50-50. But I'll usually try to respond. So our current situation, we have... We have 46 days of Omega, and we have 3.9 billion on one character, 3 billion on another character, and 3.4 billion from another character, because we bought the Concord Pass. So, awesome. We're making great progress on the alphas. And in 2 months, we should be able to get into a... We should be able to get into a Cobra. I still have a lot of skills to train for that. See here, I'm working on advanced drone upgrade. I'm also working on expert capital battleship, or command battleship. So it's gonna be a while before we have our proper skills. Oh lord. $500 billion for the Midgard. It is crazy. Let's see here. Battleships, faction battleships, Cobra. Yeah, so realistically, either next month or the month after for Concord Pass, we should be able to afford a Cobra. You can see here we're still working on our expert launch drone operation. We're also working on the expert battleship command. We've got to work on the faction rank as well. That would be very good for us. Get that extra EHP. Along with, we have a new rig slot for the defense rigging. We need to afford we need to afford a rattlesnake blueprint thing. Currently none on the market. I'm sure somebody's already gotten one. But I need 3 of them. 1 for each character. Actually, technically I need 6. I need 3 for the rattlesnakes, and then I need 3 more for the cobras. Are there skills involved with these? Rig manufacturer, okay. That's not too bad. Maybe we'll get the blueprints and try to buy everything. Either way, thank you all so much for joining me today. This was just going to be me going over getting the purple implant, the aerospace, running on dormant realms, and then next week we'll have the tactical defense implant, which will be such a godsend for Tech 8, level 8 and up. So thank you, Riley, for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everybody. I cannot thank you enough. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So I will see you on the next one. I don't know what it will be, but it will definitely be a next one. It might be Dormant Realm Monday, or it could be on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I will see you on the next one. Take care, and be safe.